freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. We didn't pass it on to our children in the bloodstream. The only way they can inherit the freedom we have known is if we fight for it, protect it, defend it, and then hand it to them with the well-taught lessons of how they in their lifetime must do the same. And if you and I don't do this, then you and I may well spend our sunset years telling our children and our children's children what it once was like in America when men were free.
Hey everybody, welcome to episode number 243 of Gun Freedom Radio, where we engage, we educate, and we inform. We are brought to you by azfirearms.com, your nationwide hometown gun shop. I am one of your hosts, Cheryl Todd.
And I'm the other guy, Dan Todd. The theme today is Royals Revenge. Mm-hmm. And our guests with the S today are Ed Vanderlee and George Nelson. For the past 11 years, Ed has owned and operated the Arizona Roughriders and now has partnered with George Nelson to create Roughrider Total Entertainment, Arizona's favorite professional stunt action team.
These trained professionals who always put safety as priority one perform cowboy stunt shows for the delight and enjoyment of audiences ranging from school field trips to corporate outings. Under these two men's leadership, the Roughriders produced recently a full-length feature film titled Royals Revenge. Welcome to the show, Ed and George.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Good to see you.
You too. This is awesome. So just a little backstory. Ed was our sound studio producer, runner of all things behind the scenes for several years before we moved the studio home. Now we're in our home studio,
which he helped us set up too.
Yeah, and who you going to call when you don't know what this cord plugs into that widget. So we have lots of wonderful stories and history with Ed and George. We're just meeting for the first time, so
pleasure to meet you.
Absolutely. And I see that Ed is looking quite spry today with his AZF hat on. Yes, at least 10% more handsome than normal right now today.
Thank you. And it was on purpose. So it wasn't by accident that I did that.
Marketing genius.
Yes. Well, want to point out too that we are both also customers of AZ Firearms.
Yes, we are.
So yes. We love the store.
All roads lead back to AZ Firearms. I love it.
Well, I would like to make a comment that Ed taught me how not to click a pin at the microphone when Cheryl's talking.
She's got that pin, and I'm just watching her thumb. I'm watching her thumb going, don't click it, Cheryl.
I don't have a pin. I'm not allowed to have a pin.
No, you're not. He is so not. And
if you go back in the archives and listen to shows from about a year and a half ago, all you hear is click, click. That was Dan.
I thought that was something technical that you didn't get right.
Yeah. Now let's blame the sound guy.
All right, fine. My fault.
Don't ever blame the sound guy because he also has the suck button, right?
I used to. It's called mute. Boom.
Yes. All right. Well, let's talk about you guys. How do you go from, just having this rough and rowdy but very safety-minded group of stunt men and women to making not a short, not like a little quickie film, but a whole full-length feature movie? I mean, holy cow.
Well, it's an interesting story, and I'll start it off, and I'll let George kind of fill you in on some of the details. But believe it or not, we actually started this film to be a short.
Okay.
And we planned it on being like 20 minutes long because we wanted to go out and get funding to do it right, and a full feature and do it right because we didn't have it. But we ended up with so much footage, and it turned out so well. We both looked at each other and went, yeah, we've got to do the whole thing now. So we pulled in every favor we had But a little bit on the history of Royals Revenge, I'll let George tell you.
It's actually a story I wrote about 20 years ago, and never got around to filming it, actually. And Ed and I have been talking about it for the last 8 or 9 years.
Yeah.
And made a few attempts to run at it. Didn't happen. And we decided like Ed said, we were going to go and shoot a short. We were hoping to get 20, 30 minutes of footage. And fortunately / unfortunately, we ended up with about 50 solid minutes where there was no room for edit. It was beautiful. So that's when we got with our crew and said, come on, guys, we had another 45, almost 50 minutes to it. And here we are today.
It was amazing we stumbled upon this crew that just turned out to be amazing. The actors are phenomenal in it too, but this crew that we found was just incredible, and it's the stars aligned and everything turned out. And so we are confident that once this film is completed, because right now it's in the final stages, we got like 2 weeks left of it being in sound and all original music, all original score for it. And the movie's done.
Wow.
And matter of fact, we already have Harkins wanting to release it in a theater run. People are already interested in it for overseas distribution. And there's a 2-minute trailer.
That's it. Yeah.
That's it.
Well, it is quite the trailer. It's so exciting. I mean, it really gets your interest. It gets your heart pumping. And then the line that I love the most, I don't know if it's like a tagline that you meant for it to like really grab, but it did. And it's something like, revenge is a family business. And I'm like, we're in a family business. So I'm like,
yes.
So Ed, how can people see that right now?
Okay, so you can go to roughridertotalentertainment.com or our Facebook, Roughrider Total Entertainment. It's all over that. The trailer is all over that part of it. And it's a 2-minute trailer, high def 4K trailer that turned out just absolutely amazing. In the trailer too, all the music is an original score by Mr. Kevin Ty, who is doing, he keeps adding stuff.
I know. We originally had planned a 4-week sound window, and he keeps saying, with the COVID slowing everything down like it has, can I have another week? Give me 2 more weeks. If you got time, I got some ideas. And in fact, we spent Saturday over there. Both of our daughters were in the film. Ed's youngest daughter, Shay, and my youngest daughter, Katie. So we had to go over and do some ADR work over at his studio. And he was showing us all the stuff he's coming up with. And it's just amazing. It's lightning in a bottle, I believe. You know, we really lucked out. Everyone that worked on it with us, they loved it as much as we loved it. And it'll show when you see the film.
That is so cool. And so earlier you said that you stumbled on a great crew. And I'm like, okay, I think because you're stuntman that maybe what you did was maybe you high fell into.
But
I'm here all week.
Here all week.
Looking for the tie-ins.
You have to tip your server.
Whoa, hello. Is that Shay?
That was Shay, and that's my mother-in-law. Yes.
Hello.
Of course, we're homeschooling or home learning, distance learning, or whatever they're calling it. So
all of us for sure.
So
go ahead, George.
I was just going to say the crew that we ended up stumbling onto, as Ed said, was the cinematographer and the director. We worked with on another film many years ago, and the director was one of the actors on the other film, and the cinematographer that film was his first film out of film school. So I've had a relationship with them over the years, and they're great guys, and they brought some of their friends in, and it was just our skills and their skills meshed together really well and complemented each other. And it just worked out really well. And they're super talented young guys, the whole crew. I mean, we're so proud of them.
The director is actually the lead actor in this film as well, and he's absolutely amazing. Kellen Garner.
Say his name again.
Kellen Garner.
Okay.
He plays the lead role in this, and then we basically used, I'd say 99.9% of all the performers in here are from Arizona.
Nice, because
we're
Arizona people. Yeah.
Yes, are tied to Arizona
fantastic.
Somehow, which is something that's really lacking now in Arizona in the film industry, and that's what we're trying to also bring attention to, is a high quality, good film that's not only acted well, produced well, filmed well, but we have an advantage being that we're stuntmen. George has been choreographing stunts in live theater and movies for so many years now. That's not a dig. I'm within arm's reach.
It's fact. It's fact.
George, I'm sorry to tell you. I think he just called you old. I'm sorry. It just happened.
I am old.
Right
so I'm okay
here.
with that.
So
I earned it.
He's older than me.
Well, okay.
Confused.
Gotcha.
Okay, so he said there's 99% were from Arizona, and with I have a background in this kind of stuff, and you didn't call me and ask me if I wanted to be in it.
What is your background in this kind of stuff, babe?
I was at the Golden Horseshoe.
Oh, that's true.
In Disneyland.
In Disneyland,
yeah.
Stage at the Golden Horseshoe.
Yes. And I thought,
as the town drunk, it was something to behold.
Anyway, you guys, the preview is awesome.
I kept him from falling off the stage, though, so
Yeah.
I did my part.
I'll drink to that.
Well, we did come to Dan for help on this, and we asked him to borrow a weapon from AZ Firearms.
Yes,
and it's actually it's what we call the hero shot in the movie, and it's a very long repeating rifle where she is shooting somebody from about 100 yards out.
Am I allowed
and
to
there's this shot where the hero so there's three brothers and a sister, and she uses this.
Turn your phone sideways.
Yeah. Oh, it's kind of hard. I mean, you know what? Maybe I can get it on mine here a little bit better. But there's the sun is setting in the background.
Yeah, it was awesome,
and it was just amazing. And for that, we're giving you guys film credit for it. Can you see it?
Oh, awesome.
There we go.
There you
yes,
go. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, you did better. That's
well,
beautiful.
You sure guys didn't need to do
That's
that.
gorgeous.
Whatever we have is yours. So, but thank you very much.
Can we by this afternoon to pick up that Gatling gun?
Yeah.
Well,
Careful.
I tell you
They're
what,
going to take
you
up on it.
We really wanted to find a way to use it. It just didn't fit in the story.
yeah.
No, I get that.
Well, it'd be in the next one. You're going to do a sequel.
There you go.
There you go. Exactly.
It's going to be something because it's really high quality. I was really surprised. It was really I wasn't surprised because Ed, everything you do is quality. Everything that you're behind is quality. But it was really nice to see that.
Absolutely.
We're super pleased with it.
Well, so you were talking about this great team that you put together and how talented they are, and really attracts like, and as the experience that you guys both bring to the table is incredible. And I know, George, you've been in the industry over 30 years. You've performed thousands of live action stunt shows all over the world. I mean, you're taking our culture. Was it always in cowboy garb, or is it sometimes?
No, I've done different themes of shows: medieval, pirate, minor, whatever.
He actually built a stage that was a ship down in the Caribbean for doing a pirate stunt show.
Yeah, we did the Legend of Thomas 2.
Yeah,
over in Bermuda. Actually, we were over there for 2 seasons.
So cool. And that I have written down here, correct me if I'm wrong, that you've done 2 high falls from the rafters of Chase Field.
One from the rafters. The first year I did it, we did a 75-foot fall. We did off the side of one of the signs. But the second year we went back, I went off the roof. Yeah.
Wow.
Off the roof at the top?
110 foot. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we did that during the game.
It is quite the sight. He has video of it, and we'll share that with everybody if they want to see it. It was
heck yeah.
We were putting on a big event about 10 years ago, and we got local legend Spanky Spangler. He came out and was going to do a big high fall. So we got a big crane and went up about 120 feet in the crane. Now, I'm a stunt man. I've done some pretty decent falls, but George took us up in the crane, and we got all the way up, and I was white knuckling that thing, looking down. And now this fall bag is massive, but you get all the way up there, and it looks like a little sponge you do the dishes with. And that's the same bag he fell into, and about the same distance. And puckered up my butt.
Yep. For sure that. So going to, this whole idea of putting a film together and using local talent and kind of the independent mindedness of it, kind of walk us through that. How do you navigate all the various professional organizations like the Screen Actors Guild and probably unions that I don't even know about? Like, how does that work?
So we were a non-union film.
Mm-hmm.
We did have a little negotiation with SAG because two of the actors we used were SAG, but with the COVID thing going on, SAG is pretty much shut down right now, so they're not responding to anything.
Well, they're not responding in a timely manner.
Not even close.
So are you asking for forgiveness instead of permission? Is that where we're going here?
Not asking for anything, honestly, but we were trying to play by some of their rules, but we're an independent non-union film, so we can go by our own rules pretty much. And both Ed and I have been in management for years. So as far as managing the process, I don't think that was a big deal for us. I think for this particular project, the budget was so tight that was tough to manage for us, which we did. We came through and like Ed said, we called in a ton of favors. We had stuntmen that had worked for us over the years. He came in from Utah. They came in from California. I have a friend of mine from 30 years ago. Her daughter flew out from North Carolina just to get the experience on the set.
Our art director came in from Colorado, but he lived here for many years and been friends with George for
35 years.
Yeah. And he came in to do all the art for the entire film.
Yeah, Bill, he designed all of our sets and everything. It was pretty awesome. He did a great job.
And he gets shot by your gun.
That's right. He got shot by your gun. See how it comes around. We called in a lot of favors, and Ed and I pretty much managed the project ourselves. Fortunately, again, our team, our director and our DP, they managed their own crews, and they did such a great job.
Well, I guess in those ways, COVID maybe worked a little in the favor of getting this film made because people they're out of work. They're unable to, do what they would normally be doing, and eager to help out, eager to be a part of something, to practice their craft. So interesting.
The interesting part about the way we did this film was when we originally did the short, that became the end of the movie. And we filmed all of that here locally in Phoenix. So what we did instead of, it has an ending. So we basically wrote a prequel, the beginning of the story, and we filmed most of that in Seligman, Arizona, up north. So when we shot the first part, COVID wasn't really, it hadn't hit yet.
No.
This was back in, what was it, January?
Yeah, January? Yeah, it was still barely in the news.
But by the time the second part came around, it was in full force. So it was really interesting to get it done during that time frame.
Yeah, we had to keep the set down to 6 to 8 people on the set at a time. Our cinematographer and his crew were very cautious. Everyone wore masks, and we experienced we did the social distancing and the food wrap, and we followed all the rules. It was great.
Sure.
Everybody was on board.
So when do you expect that the public will be able to see the full movie?
Well, it all depends really on what Harkins is going to do, because we would like to have a premiere in the theater at Harkins, and they're talking about letting it do a run there for about a month. And then we're going to talk about distribution for online streaming and overseas. They're really interested in overseas because they love Westerns but we will have a big premiere, and of course you guys will be invited to premiere. You're part of this movie, so it'll be a big deal.
So excited. That's a bucket list item I would have never even thought to put in my bucket. So
it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
So do you already have plans for something else, for another movie?
Oh yes. Matter of fact, we have some big plans that I'm not going to get into a lot of detail, but it's yes, we have several different projects in the works right now, and it's something that George and I have always wanted to do. We love doing live theater. We love doing the stunt shows. We love doing the Cowboy thing, but we've been doing it a long time. We're not getting any younger, and we both love the film industry, and we're convinced that it used to be where a lot of films got made in Arizona, and they don't anymore.
Right.
A lot of it is because they took away the tax credit, so people now go to New Mexico, or they go to Atlanta, or they go even to Vancouver and they do a lot there. But we want to bring it back to Arizona, and being that we live here and we can do all of it here, the tax incentive doesn't really affect us as much as it would from people coming from Hollywood.
Right.
So Royals Revenge is basically going to be our calling card to say, hey, look what we did on a limited budget with almost all Arizona cast and crew. And we even have some bigger names that are interested in working with us.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's fantastic. That is so exciting.
Well, on your new movie, when you think of the new movie, make sure you put the Gatling gun in there.
Well, it's funny you say that.
Yeah.
We have a concept for a series we may, and I don't want to get into too much, but we're going to have a sit down, Dan, because we have a lot of weapon needs in that one.
Yes.
Oh, I want to be able to help you with that. I really do.
That's
so whatever it takes.
so fun.
And I think one part has to be where the gun salesman behind the counter looks a lot like Dan, and maybe if he wants to do a cameo.
So that would be super
awesome.
fun.
But whatever you guys need, you know that. So
that would be super fun. So George, you wrote this script. It's been, something that you said 20 years ago. Did you kind of write it and stick it away, or did you come back and play with it and then put it away and play with it and put it away?
Let me clarify. So this story is my story. I wrote it, again, like I said, 20 years ago. But Kellen Garner, our director, he took my story and said, hey, can I have some liberties with it? And he went and turned it into a screenplay, and he did an amazing job. Mm-hmm. And the same thing with the second half, which is now the beginning of the film. So the story is mine. And the script is loosely, it's pretty accurate.
Pretty close.
But he added so much to it. He layered that thing like you wouldn't believe. He really brought my characters to life. He did such a great job.
Well, you got to play one of your characters, right?
I did. It's a funny story. When I wrote the script, the character that Kellen plays in the movie was written for me. And of course, I was supposed to be 30 years old when I wrote it. And I was not quite 30 years old anymore. So he said, do you mind if I play that role? And I said, no, I'd be honored. So I played the lead bad guy in the movie.
You're not a bad guy. You're misunderstood.
Well, you're both in the movie, right?
We are.
Yes.
He's my henchman.
Yes, I'm his right arm bad guy. And the one advantage I would say George and I have over most of the filmmakers is our stunt background, because not only is this movie acted well and produced well and the sound, the stunts are amazing in this movie.
Yeah, we did a lot of fun stuff.
Absolutely amazing. This guy over here does probably one of the best horse drags I've ever seen put on film. And I'm not saying that because he's sitting right here. It's truly, he gets drugged by a horse. We're doing, 27 miles an hour, and he's got a rope tied around his ankle and down the dirt.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that one left a mark.
Yeah, that's a big mark.
For sure. This is real. So this isn't where the stunt guys get to have stunt guys fill in. This is where
that's right.
We do all our own stunts.
Yeah, we have a lot of good. We put a pugilist in there, so we have some good boxing matches, and we have a lot of good shootouts and falls and fights, and there's a lot of cool stuff.
So can you, without giving it away, like give us a rough idea? Is this a story of anti-heroes? Is this sort of a moral awakening story? Like where does it go?
So the story is, the gist of the story is this. There's a woman with an orphanage out in the middle of the Arizona desert in the late 1800s. And a young, dirty land baron needs water rights through there to grow his ranch. Long story, he ends up killing the mother of these orphans, and these orphans come back for revenge 15, 20 years later. But they don't want to kill him. They want a revenge. They want him to suffer. So you can take the rest from there.
Ooh, interesting. So Royals is the person's name?
Yeah. The mother is Mary Royal.
Gotcha.
And the children are Royal's children.
Gotcha.
And the last thing I'll say is they are all on the same quest, and they didn't know it, and they all end up meeting up.
Oh wow!
They didn't plan it. It's when we pitched this before, it started off as Ocean's 11 meets the Old West.
Correct.
Nice. I like that.
it kind of takes on that feel.
Yeah. And back to Kellen Garner taking liberties with my script, the fact that they were all on the same quest and didn't know it, that was his concept. And it worked out so well the way he wrote it. It really did. It just really flows great.
That's awesome. That's going to be cool.
That's going to be very cool. So, so I mean, clearly you didn't have even the full-length feature film originally in mind. It was going to be a short. What did you hoped for the short? And now that you have so many other opportunities, what do you hope for this full-length feature to be able to do or say to the world? Or tell me about that.
Well, originally we wanted to shoot a short to make a full-length feature.
Okay.
So we had every intention of doing this as a full-length feature from the get-go. It's just in this process, it's expensive to make a movie.
Yes.
But when we saw that footage, we was like, we've got to find a way just to do it. There's just no way around it. George and I, we really want to transfer our entertainment business into this being a division of it, making movies and making a profit while you're making a movie and being independent. Eventually, we're going to have to deal with the Screen Actors Guild. We know that. But we want to, we feel we have a crew, as we like to refer to them as our tribe. And very talented people can accomplish things when they're focused together. And that's what we're trying to accomplish.
That's beautiful. And that, I think will plant seeds for even, more people. It's like, if you build it, they will come, it's like what one man can do, so can another. And maybe, I don't know that world, that Hollywood world, but, maybe kind of unclench the claws of control over the creative process a little bit.
Well, the thing is that, Arizona, after they lost their tax incentive, I think that a lot of Arizona filmmakers got a kind of a bad rap because there were no big films coming here anymore, and everyone kind of went independent. And like Ed said, it's very expensive to shoot a movie, so you end up getting more low budget movies coming out of Arizona. I can tell you, I worked both in LA and here. There are so many talented people in this state that just need the opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And Ed and I both truly believe, with everything going on right now in the world, Hollywood is going through a complete reinvention.
Mm-hmm.
They've already annexed out to New Mexico and to Georgia and to, over the past 15 years to Canada or wherever. So I truly don't believe that LA quite has a stronghold it used to. And with everything going on nowadays, I think it's a good time.
Yeah. Really, sky's the limit for creativity and just kind of let's see what can happen. So,
That's right.
And so as we just start to wrap up a little bit, going back to where you guys first started collaborating with the Roughrider Total Entertainment, you had this really, or maybe still do, because COVID has changed everything. So you have to tell me, this really cool opportunity for people to kind of like be in a movie, but it's just like a little clip of a movie. Talk to us about that. Is that still happening?
Yes. So when COVID hit, our entertainment company that we go out and we entertain people publicly, it stopped. It stopped cold. But this again was one of his concepts, called Be a Star. And Be a Star. Be a Star. We filmed an 11-minute Western, and the quality is just as good as the trailer for Royals. And that's actually the crew that we got for filming Tin Star or Be a Star is the same crew we used for Royals Revenge. That's how we found them. And what it is everything's there except the hero is missing. And what we do is at a corporate event or private party or whatever it may be, we take you, we put you in a certain outfit, we put you in front of the camera, and we film certain things on a green screen, and we insert you into that 11-minute Western right then and there.
That is so cool.
You become the star of it. Yeah.
And how do you do that? Where do you go to do that at?
We come to you.
Yeah, we'll do it right at your event.
Yeah.
Once
come
when
to you.
events are happening again.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, we're doing a lot of corporate events and stuff, and they'll want the CEO or somebody to be in the movie.
Yeah.
So we bring them into a conference room while the party's going on, and the goal is we film them at the beginning of the party, so that by the end of their corporate party, which is typically a 2 to 3 hour party, we'll show the movie at the end of the party, so all their employees and everybody can see it.
That is awesome.
That is
Yeah.
super fun, because who doesn't want that? I mean, remember when all the rage was, going into the mall and you'd put on the old timey clothes and they would take your photo with the sepia tone. This is live action version of that. I mean,
That on steroids.
Yep.
Yes.
We
I'll drink to
were
that.
lucky enough. Our demo that we did, so we could show it and show corporate America and all that stuff. Here in Arizona, we used the hero, the local legend, Pat McMahon.
yes.
We used him. Yeah, he was.
Was he Gerald? Was he Gerald or
No.
just?
No. I said I wanted to dress him up like Marshall Good, but he wore the outfit that he was supposed to wear. And what's funny about this is that you see the hero from the back and walking into this doorway, and I'm that guy, but you never see my face.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm almost 6'3", and I'm 280 pounds. And then you see that walk into a doorway, and then it flashes to Pat McMahon, who's like that tall. Great.
It's awesome.
It's great.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Do you have a girl version of that, or
It
does
can
the girl
be-
version
that's the
still
best
wear
part. The best
Be
part,
anybody.
it'd be anybody. It
Oh,
doesn't have to be a man. Yeah.
so fun.
And the much like Pat and Ed comparably, the more awkward it is, the better. It's funny. It
Yes.
plays better because there's some good comedy in the script and fun things. So
Mhm.
it's all lighthearted. So the more differences, the better in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And it's so Rob Trigg from Dave Pratt's studio, he plays the deputy in this.
Oh, he's hilarious.
Oh,
And he
man.
actually narrates it, the whole thing as well. And he's the standout in it.
Yeah, for
his
sure.
character is just
No doubt.
amazing.
Is there a place where you can see some samples of that on the internet right now?
Actually, at roughridertotalentertainment.com, we have the trailer for that up there as well.
Oh, we have to see that.
Oh,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
for sure. That's, and we, when we expanded our gun shop, AZ Firearms, that happened right at the time that COVID hit too. But we were talking about having you guys come out and do like a little Wild West show and, I don't know, fall off the roof. I don't know what you would do. And like, I really want to do that. But then there's part of me that gets nervous that, all right, so we're all about handling guns safely and keeping your finger out of the, off the trigger until you're ready to fight, all that stuff. And then, we've worked also with Joey Dillon in the past, who's a trick gun spinner, and
Okay.
everything he's doing is not gun safety. And so I find myself like, in my HR brain all locked up, like, oh, how do I, combine
But
these worlds? So how can we do that and not make
But
people
because
uncomfortable?
you can explain to the people that are watching that the safety you guys teach is the safety that we teach as well. Listen, we have at any given time we have 5 or 6 guys out on a giant set shooting guns at each other with 200 people in the audience. We certainly stress our gun safety.
Mhm.
We have, we know how to. We don't aim in certain directions. We keep our fingers off trigger. We keep an empty cylinder on our gun. There's a whole safety protocol that we go through. The same thing with doing stunts, jumping off buildings. There's safety protocol we need to go through on a regular basis. Hey, we've hired hundreds of stuntmen over the years. And I know there's some that we will not hire, whether they were wonderful or not, if they don't want to follow the safety or if they,
Mhm.
I'll tell you right now, I've had really good stuntmen tell me, oh, let me do it. I'm not scared. No, I don't want you to do it then. I want you to be scared.
Yeah.
I want you to respect it. Same thing with guns. You don't want to hand somebody a gun. And I mean, Dan, you know this. You're not going to give somebody a loaded weapon and say, here you go. I'm not going to tell you anything about it. You're going to teach them the way to do it safely.
Right, because those blanks are just as deadly at close
Absolutely.
range. And, which I've been trying to talk to you about is make it a teachable moment.
Mhm.
We you announce before you start the show that, there's all kinds of safety procedures and things like that, because there is a place for it. I think it'd be an awesome thing. We still need to do that when it cools down, or when they have maybe Miss Billy Moore Day or something. We can have you guys out to do that. So
They're going to be
We had
way
this
too
guy out there in
good.
front of your, We get this guy out in front of your audience because he's great. He's a great speaker, and he knows how to get it across and get it in people's heads, and that's what's important.
And I do want to point out that, you brought up Joey Dillon, but I have to say,
yes,
I know somebody better.
What?
There's always in the Western somebody better.
Who?
Right?
And he works for you.
Oh,
Josh
JP.
Pillsbury is probably one of the best gun spinners I've ever seen in my
Really?
life. And he's self-taught.
I would agree with that.
Wow.
And a matter of fact, Joey Dillon himself complimented him on how great he was.
He's smooth.
And Will Roberts, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. And he's self-taught.
He's self-taught.
He's self-taught from lugging around a 6-shooter at the Six Gun Theater for so many years.
Yeah.
He just started playing with him, and it just came natural to him.
So the manager
So
of AZ
fun.
Firearms is a professional gunsmith.
So
He
next
has
time,
managed to not
Tell
do
us,
that
right.
so far.
So
He
tell
won't do
us,
that. He won't do that at the store.
Because
He
gun
won't do that at the
safety.
store.
right?
Right?
Yeah.
Would you tell him to talk to us about other things besides the gun store next time that you see him?
I'm just gonna
And
text him as soon as we're off here and go, why have you been hiding secrets from me? I need to know these things.
yeah.
So, Josh Pillsbury he's been a Rough Rider since 2006. He ended up moving to Chicago for a while, and now he's back and he's working for you guys. But he was one of our best stunt people, and we took some young kids out to our theater about a month ago, and Josh came with, and he hasn't done a high fall since 2014, and he got up there and he jumped off. Yeah. I was like, hey, look at him go. It was like he never stopped doing it.
That's so cool. And he is a treasure. And thank you for making that connection
no problem.
to us. And he came to us at exactly the right time to be manager. But, it's so interesting that people really have, that's what we love about this show, is everyone has a story. Everyone has something in their background that they don't even think is all that interesting until we start talking. And then everybody else is like, wait a minute, what? You know how to do this, or you had that experience. So we're definitely going to have Josh on the show. We already were, but now I have a whole bunch of new questions.
When you text him, the name of his show was JP Sage Shoot to Thrill. and he used to do the one-man show in a different theater at Rawhide, and he'd go out to the sundown cookouts. And I don't know how many morning shows here in Arizona he's been on spinning his six guns, promoting stuff. Yeah.
Wow.
How do I not know this?
I
know it now.
Thank
you for revealing his deep, dark secrets.
I'm going to go back.
I'm
going to go back to the store and get an LCP and have him spin it for me.
There you go.
I love it.
You can do it.
That's fantastic.
That's awesome. That's cool. That's good to know. Now we got some ammo on him.
Yeah, we do.
Happy to help.
So, and I love that we talked about, how, if you're a corporate entity and maybe you're in the firearms business and you would love to have this fun Wild West, stunt show, how do we do it when our message is about safety? So I love that we dug into that, and that, it can be a teachable moment. And you
absolutely
before every stunt show we do, because our main home is at Rawhide Western Town in Chandler, and they're shut down right now too because of COVID. But every show we do, there's an announcement of a safety announcement, and if it doesn't for some reason go on, I will go out and I will explain it to the crew. We used to actually, for a while there, we would get an aluminum can and put it up with the blank, and it blows that can apart to show everybody.
Yeah.
And then I'm blanking.
Hold it too close.
Blanking on it?
I'm blanking on it. The safety thing for kids, the Eagle.
Eddie
Cheryl,
Eagle.
you know what? Eddie Eagle. I've done work with them on gun safety. So yeah, very, very big part of our business.
Yeah.
But it definitely is a teachable moment for sure.
Yes.
I love that. That's fantastic. Well, guys, I'm going to let you go. We're going to start wrapping up. Please, one more time, tell folks everything. Like, how do they tell them about your Instagram so that they can see your behind the scenes pictures you were putting up?
It's real easy. Just Google Roughrider Total Entertainment and or Arizona Roughriders, because they're kind of intertwined right now. And you can find out everything about Royals Revenge, which is going to be super exciting. And you guys will be promoting that once we get a date that comes out of when that's going to happen. We'll probably have another smaller trailer once everything's done. We'll release that when we release the date that we're gonna, that it's gonna be premiering. You'll see George and I locally here in Arizona doing the rounds on the morning shows, and I know Tara Hitchcock from Channel 3's already said she's going to do a segment on it, and it's going to be fun. But also our corporate stuff that we do. Once everything calms down from COVID and everybody starts having events again, Roughrider Total Entertainment.com. Everything's there.
So how many people need to make it successful for an event like a corporate? If you're going to have a party of what, 30 people, 100 people, what?
We've done them as far as parties of 4.
Wow.
We'll go in, and we were working an event at the Squaw Peak Point Hilton here in Phoenix, and we got asked to go into this room. These girls, they were having it was a sorority reunion, and there was like 9 girls in there, 9 ladies, and we had more fun in there than taking pictures and being in character and all that. Of course,
you had more fun in there. 9 girls, come on. I mean, why didn't you call me, Ed? I told you about things like that.
Sorry, Dan. Let me click my pen here. Yeah. 2 clicks is, you know what it means. That's awesome. In all reality, and this is something we always say: 2 or 200, it doesn't matter. We'll give you the same show.
Okay.
That's fantastic. And again, the premiere of the movie Royals Revenge, it's still kind of murky because of COVID, right?
Yeah, that's correct. We do want to premiere it at Harkins. We've spoken with Dan Harkins directly and the CEO and the marketing people, and it's just a matter of when they're going to hit the guidelines that the governor has set out to reopen, and our film will be done within the next 2 weeks. It'll be completely finished.
So exciting. I love it.
Tell Dan Harkins that you want it in Theater 1 at Goodyear.
Yes. It's the biggest screen, I don't know, in the valley, in the nation. I don't know, but it's
wow.
That's
where you want to do it. Theater 1 in Goodyear.
It's a good one. But
see, I've been wanting to do the Santa Capri up here.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's bigger than Santa Capri.
Yeah.
Theater 1 is bigger. It's awesome.
But Santa Capri is classic. It's it's been here forever. It's centrally located. I like what you're thinking there.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ed Vanderlee and George Nelson. Such awesome stuff. Royals Revenge. I can't wait for that to come out. Please check out the Roughrider Total Entertainment, all the great stuff they do. Thanks again, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Oh, so fun. Oh, my gosh.
What's this about Josh Pillsbury, our manager at AZ Firearms, is a gun. I talk about Joy Dillon all the time.
Well, Josh is JP, right? Josh Pillsbury. He is, he's humble. He's never gonna, throw his weight around or anything. So, but that's super fun to know about him.
Yeah.
But and then maybe in a future movie you get to play a gun salesman behind the counter. I mean, that's art imitating life.
We're gonna have to do a background check on you here, partner.
And then, I love it.
How about that?
Yeah, 4473.
Yeah.
Wait, what is that? If we're in 1872, but what was your big line from when you were in Disneyland at the Golden Horseshoe Cafe?
I'll drink to that.
It was so funny. It was extra funny because usually Dan shies away from any of that kind of stuff. Like they start looking in the audience for audience participation, and he suddenly has, I gotta go make a call. I got a bathroom run, something. And I don't know, maybe because the magic of Disney and his granddaughter was there, and it was just fun. And next thing we know, he's playing the town drunk on the stage and saying, "What's your line?"
I'll drink to that, but they didn't give me any alcohol.
No alcohol. No.
That kind of sucks.
Well, there is no alcohol in Disneyland, right? Only over in California Adventure.
Right. Well, there's nothing right now.
And there's nothing right now. Stupid COVID. Get over it already. Let's get back to life.
What fun to be in the movie business and making cowboy westerns, bringing that back, because who doesn't like a good western? And I think the problem is they just don't make them, so nobody wants them.
Yeah, but then I think when they do, I mean, they're classic. They're well known. They I mean, I'm sure that some of them flop, but I can't even think of one.
Yeah,
Probably
but
because it
so
flopped
does
and I can't think of it.
90% of the other movies out there. I mean, if
That's true.
I mean, we probably have been to probably 100 movies in the last year. How many can you remember the name?
Mm,
Right?
mm.
They were all good.
I think we've watched 100 movies.
Well, in a year?
100.
Well, maybe 2 years. Yeah.
200 hours.
Well, we watch a lot. We used to go to the theater a lot.
That's true. Now, of course, we're like everybody else and we binge watch whatever's on the, what do we have now?
Which
An
now,
Apple TV?
Tombstone. We're hooked on Tombstone right now.
No, Yellowstone.
Yellowstone.
I'm like, Tombstone's
Yeah,
a
right.
movie.
Yellowstone.
Yellowstone. That's a good show.
Really, really done.
We like that.
well. But
All right. Time to get out of here.
Should we thank our guests?
Yeah, you go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Thank them.
No, you go ahead.
No, I want you to thank them. Ed Vanderlee.
Thank
and
George Nelson.
George Nelson, yes.
Thank you guys so much. What a fun interview. And I cannot wait for this movie to come out. I can't wait for everybody who's listening right now or watching us right now to watch that trailer.
Trailer's awesome.
It's just gorgeous and intriguing, and I just absolutely love it. So thank you to our awesome guests and to our amazing listeners. You all out there, whether you're watching us on YouTube or Gunstreamer, or if you're on the OpsLens app, which is on your smartphone, or if you have gone to our website and you have typed in GunFreedomRadio.com and then clicked on the On Demand tab, and then you
binge listened
to your heart's content. Well
Heart's
done,
content.
Dan.
Yeah.
We value you. Your time is your most
Yes.
precious and finite commodity, and when you spend it with us, and then take the ideas and the concepts and the fun that we talk about here into your living rooms and around your dinner tables, that's everything. So we value you. Thank you.
Yeah,
for
we didn't
that.
go political this time.
We didn't. We made it through a whole show without going political. Well, we talked about unions a little bit. That's maybe a little teeny bit.
Yeah, if you don't want to
political.
get anything done, be a union. I'm sorry. Sorry. Hey, I was union almost all my life. I was union almost all my life.
I'm going to let you take the heat for all of that.
I'm just saying.
Cheryl said nothing. Dan maybe said
All I'm
something.
saying is I've been on both sides. And looking back, I would say that
we could not run our small business with union
Oh
workers.
my gosh.
That's what we
Oh
want
my
to
gosh.
say. That's what we want to say.
and our business is not that small, and we still couldn't do it. Could you imagine?
That's all Cheryl said.
Yeah, that's all she said. But, you know, I was Teamsters for 104 for probably 30 years.
Now people have to know why. Why do you have to be a Teamster when you're a self-employed guy?
Well, this before. I used to have another life, you know.
Well, what
back
was
in the
your
day.
other life?
Well, I started when I was about 16 working for
Doing what?
moving furniture.
Okay, thank you.
Moving furniture. But don't ask me to help you move furniture.
No,
No,
I think he's done with that.
But anyway,
He's over
so,
that.
you know, I've been on some movie sets too.
Mhm.
And it takes a long time to get something done.
And that's all we're going to say about
Yeah,
that.
so Teamsters is good. Union is good.
Anyway, we thanked our guests. We
Yes.
thanked our listeners.
And now comes
And-
the part where you say something about praying for
Our nation.
our nation. Yes, okay. Praying for our nation.
And praying for all the people praying for all the people who need it. I'm trying to figure out to your satisfaction, because you don't like it when I say pray for our leaders.
The only
you
way
don't
you're
like
going to
it when I
solve
say
that,
pray for our representatives.
you said pray for everyone.
You
That's the
want to
only
say pray for our
leaders.
royals.
No, I don't want to pray for our
Royals revenge.
Oh,
The people who act like there are royals and hand down their decrees all the time rather than being representative. Let's just pray for all of them. Just pray for everybody, right?
all right.
All of them, Dan.
All of them.
Even the ones you
Even the
don't
ones-
like.
Who said I don't? Where did I say I don't like somebody? Have I ever said I do not like somebody?
On the air?
Oh, oh, that's right. We do have that other life, don't we?
Yeah, I don't know if it happened on the air or not, but anyway, be good to each other.
Even to the ones you don't like.
Even the ones you don't like. Have a great week, and God bless.
Bye-bye.